The video where I finally commit seppuku is going to start exactly like that. Hey guys, how's it going? Didn't play the presidential music because this doesn't technically count as a state of the garbage. It doesn't count as much, actually, but I remembered that people like it when people post on Patreon for no reason, just flowers to say hello. And this is my version of giving you flowers. Speaking in the dark, in my own house, drinking a flavored sparkling water in front of Brooklyn's titty action figures, which my landlord saw for the first time this weekend. For some reason, they texted me and they were like, "We have family over and they'd like to see inside your house." And I'm an idiot, so I was like, sure, I guess I'll put away all the rest of the paraphernalia, but I forgot that Brooklyn just has like boobs all over and there was kids in here and they were like, "What is that? Is that cartoons?" And I was like, kinda. Adult cartoons, which made it sound like if they're uninitiated, they don't know anime, it's like we have porn figures in our house, which almost sounds like in a Victorian sense, like classy, but they're not. They're just like sexy, impossibly figured women wearing not a lot of clothes on my shelves. So when I say they're adult cartoons, it makes it seem like I have hentai figures just hanging up all over our house. Whatever, they should wash their hands when they get back to their house anyway. That being said, yeah, there's really no reason to make this. I just like, again, am getting trounced on, which like at a certain point you can't, I feel bad saying because it's not like anyone wants to hear like, man, being Alex is real hard. Being me is real busy. And I feel like the underlying tones of the past 2 or 3 State of the Garbages is like, man, I need to get my shit together. And it's no longer the world's fault. It's my fault. And it really is. I'm the same guy who can sit here in front of you and be like, man, I am so busy. I have not had time to fucking record a State of the Garbage because the second we finish a show, I got to leave and go do other stuff and then wake up and I go do other jobs and then I get to like not being able to put together like 2 hours to put together the State of the Garbage and then like edit it and then throw it up on Patreon is insane. And speaks volumes about how bad of a creator I am, especially with like support through Joey, Nick, and Core. Like I can't figure out how to delegate posting a video is insane to me, but when everything is piling up in your brain and you can't handle it, even something like that seems like a monumental task. And it's tough, man. It's like how, again, I'm not going to defend the current presidency, but at the same time, it's like, how the fuck does anyone in that level do anything? I'm like, I have too much to do, and I have like 3 things to do. Imagine having that many things to do. Surprised Obama didn't just pull a Martin Lawrence and just start firing a gun on Ventura Boulevard saying they're coming to get me, because in some respects they are. But yeah, it's just so much, and it's nothing I can complain about. But there's so much stuff happening that I haven't been able to record State of the Garbage. Not like anyone was missing them, but I know some people might be. So that's wrong of me to assume that's not the case. I actually should have looked at this before I started yelling. Is that right? Is that better? Quick time. It might be blown out. And then fuck this recording. But I wanted to, this isn't even like a filling people in on what's been happening, and it's not an Alex complain video as well, although it has been that for 4 minutes and 16 seconds. 18, 19, 20, blaze it. I just wanted to, like, in the interim, before I do a formal State of the Garbage, whatever the fuck that means, I just wanted to, and I also don't stream. Like, I don't stream just myself like most streamers do and just talk about themselves all day. And I love, who doesn't love to do it? Everyone's a narcissistic asshole. So I just want to talk about what the fuck I've been doing. I went to, if you saw this, I saw, as of Monday night, I was allowed to talk about what I was doing. So I couldn't announce it on Monday because there wasn't a show. And then I said something this morning and I felt kind of like, I felt bad because I told you guys on CG that I'm busy and I had to cancel that show for something that I couldn't tell you about. And then I said what it was, not on a stream that is CG. So I just want to talk about what's happened. So I am I have a very small nominal part in the Gamers' Choice Awards, which is CBS's primetime video game awards. A little peek behind the curtain. Gamers' Choice Award is made by the some of the same people who made the, which is why it's similar branding. Same people who made Kids' Choice Awards on Nick, Teen Choice Awards on Fox, and now that same company has been hired by CBS, or CBS bought it. I don't know how the deal worked, to do a primetime, and just like the Kids' Choice Awards and the Teen Choice Awards, semi-pre-recorded, shiny floor award show. And I feel like when I do that, I get too close, but I never know with this Yeti. Damn it. So I'm doing something on that. And I'm not presenting an award or something. They saved that for. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who did it. Who presented the awards? Well, I'll tell you who was there. There was a Tony Hawk, which the Tony Hawk was weird. Like there was objectively famous people there. There was your ninjas and your Dr. Lupos and stuff. They probably had to pay more, sadly. But there was those people. But there was like some of the people who were there because it was an award show, and that's who goes to award shows. Was Tony Hawk was there, which was so strange because Tony Hawk, there was like this party before. I was the objectively least famous person there. Objectively, I was there because. So let me backtrack before I get to Tony Hawk on why I have anything to do with that. They called me up and they were like, we need somebody who can talk about video games to America. And I was like, you mean a gaming expert? And they were like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, I have your man. I'm not going to say I'm not your guy, but am I going to deflect the fact that I knew it was going to be funny when they put another lower third under my face that says gaming expert? Hell yeah. I did it maybe 15% for the meme, but also because it was a good opportunity and I wanted to do it. And also I got paid to do it and it was good. So, but it was also for the meme. I want you guys to know that I'm still pure at heart, and whatever nominal fee they paid me is only worth so much when it comes to memes. And I want you to know that that's still very important to me. So I went and I filmed in a Walmart, but not like a regular Walmart. Walmart has these esports arenas, like little breakout stores in them, which are actually really cool. They're basically like LAN cafes for middle America. So they're in Walmart, like where you check out, where there's usually like Mick cafes and like eye clinics. Now there's esports arenas where like you can drop your kids off and they can play Fortnite for an hour and you charge per the hour, and they play anything. They have any PC game you want, they can grab, or you can load up your own Steam library. They have like super fast internet there, so you can. This isn't a commercial for esports arena. They didn't give me anything, but it's a good idea. So we filmed in one of those in Sacramento, California. While it was fucking on fire, it smelled like burning diarrhea the entire time. That wasn't the Walmart or esports arena's fault. That was Sacramento's fault because it's a terrible place. But we recorded these these bumpers. Basically, they called it Game School to fill in the general audience that is literally, it's going to be football game and then like award show for video games. So you're filling in maybe 5% of the population on what a video game even is anymore, and then 50% on what esports is, and then 90% on half the other shit I said. So it was like a really important segment that I thought was cool that I could do. So I did that, and that's what I'm doing. It's basically like I am talking to the host, Carrie Keegan. You may know her from G4, and other things. She does other MTV stuff, and she's a very nice person. So I'm filling in America about what video games is, which sounds futile because it kind of is, but at the same time, I hope it worked. I haven't seen them since they cut them. They might have made them sing far beyond what I could imagine, or cut them to a place where they don't make sense anymore. You never know with TV. But that being said, I know they're going to be short. So I don't expect to see me for too long, and maybe like 2 or 3 break-ins. But that's what I did. Shot a million of them. I wonder which ones they're going to use. But that's happening right after a football game. So there's going to be a zillion people watching, and it's going to be very cool. So that's how I got there. I got there because I guess seem knowledgeable, which is fucking fooled him, got him, lies. But also relatable to middle America, which is the one I agree with. I had a fun-sized bag of Doritos 5 minutes before I turned on this stream. So, and then I had Carl's Jr. not too long before that. So I would like to say I could speak for a good part of America, and I'm currently battling a vegetarian asshole who keeps telling me to stop eating meat, Kevin. So, whatever. That's what I did. So I got to this party like 10 minutes beforehand, or not an hour beforehand, and there was all these people who started to arrive, and I'm like, oh shit. First of all, I was the first one here, which does not look cool. Second of all, there's some real, like, I was like, oh shit, there's like Courage, and there's Tim the Tapman, who actually was excited to talk to, and he knew my name. Very cool. Sorry, this is Alex pat himself on the back hour. And I'm like, okay, cool, streamer people, whatever. And then it was like, everyone was kind of like, because then Tony Hawk just walked in, and like not with any, just alone, kind of like looking around, went to the bar, got an IPA, a Golden Road IPA, and then just sat down and like didn't pull out a phone, was just kind of sitting. So he obviously did not know any of these video game people. I was like, oh shit. First of all, everyone I was talking to was like, oh fuck, I think that's Tony Hawk. So everyone clocked Tony Hawk and then saw that he sat down alone and was like, I should probably go talk to Ninja. Because Ninja, like, I get for them, for a lot of people there, unfortunately, when it comes to the streamer space, a lot of people are like, how am I going to make money off this? How are more people going to know me after this? So they're like, how am I going to talk to some of the biggest streamers? I was like, I got to fucking talk to Tony Hawk. So he's sitting alone, and I'm just like, I want to make sure that I'm not interrupting him. In a very creepy manner, I watch him for like 20 minutes with Brooklyn, and I'm like, literally no one has talked to Tony Hawk. I think he might be asleep with his eyeballs open because he's just sitting there. I'm assuming just in deep contemplation. Like he is trying to figure out how to do a 1900 or how to like bust out a tasty jib on a... I'm a skateboard guy, and I know that's not a real thing, but whatever. Actually, it is a real thing, just not for the vert that he skates. And I'm trying to not bother him, but I really, with the very little I know about social engineering and how interpersonal relationships work, I realize that Tony Hawk is going to sit there for an hour and not talk to anybody. And I'm like, I got to save Tony. I got to go over and talk to Tony. So I'm like, I can't talk to Tony Hawk. There's no reason for me to be talking to him. And maybe that's why everyone there, like, he's a real, not even a celebrity, like kind of a legend. Both in action sports, but at the same time, like video games. He is a guy they made video games about. He's not a guy who played Fortnite really good, and then I get to sell a Samsung Galaxy. He sold, like, in total, like 100 million video games. And I'm like, we still got to go talk to Tony Hawk because he's on his third IPA, or second IPA, sorry, Tony. And he's just staring into the distance. So we walk over, and I'm just like, I do the very, what you should do. If you ever, like, I was always worrying what the fuck to say. And I think it's okay to go up and be like, hi. And I let them know that this is probably more for me. This doesn't matter. But I'm like, I am aware that, like, it's weird to say I'm aware that you don't know who I am, because you don't have to say that part, and I didn't say that part, but you just kind of have to let them know, like, hi, you are very important to me, which I feel like is good, because you're getting that out of the way, and it's obvious. It's obvious Tony Hawk does not give a shit about me. You don't have to tell them that, though. You just kind of have to be like, hi, you're very important to me, Tony Hawk. I was a skateboard guy, and I've always looked up to you, which is a good way to start. They are not going to be able, they have nothing to say except for, hey, thanks. So you got to steamroll through that to some other thing. So I was like, I didn't know you played video games. And he said, I don't really, except for the ones I make. And I'm like, I respect that. And that slowly, and it slowly parlayed into Tony Hawk showed me his new video game. I wish that was a more exciting sentence. Like, we proceeded to crush IPAs and then drain the pool on top of the hotel we were at and started shredding. That's not what happened. But he showed me a new mobile Tony Hawk game called Tony Hawk Skate Jam, and he showed me some of the music in it. It looked fun. It looked like Tony Hawk, but they simplified the controls. Kind of like there was like a fighter, like a 2D, fighter. Kind of like Street Fighter. I forget what it's called. It was for the phone, and it was still good. It was like, you got the motion controls, and then it's basically like it's like kind of like a half wheel or like a quarter wheel is like the main ollie button, and then there are like flip, trick, grab, grind, which is basically what Tony Hawk was. And those are like big, like, the little glyphs of what they are. There's not like A, B, X, Y. There's just like those things on there, and then you can fucking press them and they do the things, and you can do different directions, just like a Tony Hawk game. And it was running really smooth, and I was pretty impressed. So he showed me that, and he was the fucking nicest guy. And then we fucking 69'd. No, there's no good end to that story. I just thought it was crazy. And then I left, and nobody still talked to him. Like, I probably had a 5-minute conversation with him. He showed me the game, and then I was like, I now understand this conversation's over. I walked away, and then he proceeded to not talk to anyone. He sat on the couch with like 2 people he didn't know, because they just randomly gave you seats with like pictures of your face. It was really funny. Like, go find your face in the audience and then go sit there. We went to the venue. We sat there. I was behind Tony, and he didn't know anybody. He did whatever he had to do there and then went home. And I was like, dude, Tony Hawk, great guy, had the loneliest evening. I wish I could have been a better help to Tony Hawk. And I feel bad. Like, what am I supposed to do in that thing? Because I fear. I have a deep-seated fear that I overstay my welcome with Tony. And Tony resents me. Tony's going to be doing a fucking McTwist one day and be like, maybe the next day, he went home, maybe did it at night, and he's like, fuck that kid. That kid wasted an hour of my life. I can't believe I had to pepper spray that kid. Like, I couldn't stay there for too long, but at the same time, I feel like I didn't stay long enough for Tony. Because after I talked to him, I didn't keep as close of an eye. Maybe someone said hi very quickly. He did not have another conversation, and I felt like I could have helped Tony. I felt like I could have been Tony's guide through that night. But how do you even start that? Be like, Tony, I know you don't know anybody here, because I don't want to assume that. Maybe he's too cool to talk to everyone there, and I'm annoying him. But I want to know a different future, because I'm always the guy who's like, don't be annoying, but shoot your shot. Go for it. That's how I've gotten a lot of things in my life. And I wonder if there's another future that I'm not going to get now, because I didn't go, Tony, listen, I'm here for you, buddy. We're gonna get through this tonight. Whatever you want. You want a beer? Let's hang out. Show me more of that game. Let's do some kickflips together. Like, what is my entrance into that night with Tony that would have changed things forever? How can I be the second Birdman? How can he disavow his kids and say I'm his new apprentice? And I don't know if that would have been possible. And it's going to keep me up at night. And I say this as a joke, but there really is like a socially anxious part of me that's like, could me and Tony be hanging out right now if I approach that with just a little bit more finesse and a little bit more courage? And I know that it took courage for me in Brooklyn to go up there and say hey and then talk to him, because that's not very easy to do. But at the same time, is there me and Tony splitting a meatball double XL Hot Pocket on a half pipe somewhere right now in an alternate dimension where I crushed IPAs with him? I don't know. Tony, I don't know. And now this is like a white whale. And now it's like a white whale. Listen, I was starting to give up on the whole entertainment thing. But if I ever reach a level of success where I'm with Tony Hawk again, I'm going to shoot my shot. And I'm going to go, Tony, how would you like to go to a round table pizza with me? I will get you the all-you-can-eat pizza deal. We will hang out. We will play the Pac-Man machine. And we will eat pizza. And then my eyes will be spicy as he has just tased me. and he will grind away. But he catches like a weird lip, and then he starts grinding around like a pool or a fountain really fast. But he's getting the sickest combo. But he's stuck in a forever grind like Tony Hawk. Whatever. That wasn't that interesting of a story. Because nothing else really happened. It was a normal award show. It was pretty crazy. Like there were some real interesting choices there. But I think that's kind of what makes it special. I don't want to shit on this because I think it's important, and I think it's a good show, and I think it is going to be good. I really do, and I like everyone involved. So I want to make that very clear. Positive experience, and this isn't me qualifying anything I'm about to say. There was just some interesting people I did not assume to be there, that I would not assume to be there, but totally were. Little Yachty was there, which I would have expected because he's been known to Fortnite himself. And he was very funny for the thing that he did. What else? Tito Ortiz was there, which someone had to explain to me who he was. Chuck Liddell was there, and I don't want to spoil anything. Chuck Liddell was there. He did not do anything. I don't know why he was there. He at no point spoken to a camera. So maybe he wanted to go. So that was another thing. Which was, again, I think what makes it special and was a very surreal experience, and I'm very excited for America to experience it. But I was like, what? Is that Chuck Liddell? And then it was, and I was like, what is he? Okay. What else? Who else was there? There was a quite the cast and crew. There was your normies. You had Felicia there. Felicia Day was there. Oh, you guys are gonna want to hear this one. Rhett and Link were there, and I almost sexually assaulted one of whichever one looks like Rob Fee. Rob Fee was a writer on The Attack, and he has a very specific look, and you would not believe it from the side. Whichever one has the beard and is tall, I think that's Rhett. That's Rhett. I almost slapped him directly in the ass because Rob has showed up. He's a writer. He's a very prolific writer. Everyone knows him in the space. And I'm like, Gaming Award, Rob is probably here. And I see him, and I'm like, I'm not like close enough. Like there's literally like inches between my hand and his ass. But there is like 2 steps of wind up that I caught it. And I was like, fuck. Not only is that not Rob Fee, I was about to open palm, meaty, righteous slap onto the right butt cheek of Rhett Lincoln. Is that his name? I think it is Rhett Lincoln. And then Link? That can't be right. But I almost slapped him. That would have been night over. That was the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, fuck. Rolled up, got out of the Uber, and I was like, there's Rob. I'm going to smack his ass. Which says more about my character, which is problematic in the first place. But, oh boy, did I almost smack the ass of Rhett, whatever his name is. If it's Lincoln, that's hilarious. Rhett and Link. Oh, his name's Charles Lincoln Neal. Wait, what? Oh, that's Link. Got it. Rhett James McLaughlin. Okay, Lincoln is Link. Got it. Yeah, I got to tell Rob that story. Fuck. Maybe I can call him. I should call him on the show because he will get a big kick out of that. And I would have gotten a big kick in the head if I did, so I'm glad I didn't. But I have to go to bed. I'm now realizing it is past my bedtime, and Brooklyn's going to be grumpy. So, thank you for this. Thank you for this not state of the garbage. We will talk about the show when I get back to it. Like, honestly, tomorrow I'm going to be working all day on the show, and we're going to do it, and we're going to be doing some planning ahead stuff, and then I'll have more to say. And I'm glad that we've had some good conversations and feedback and stuff. I'm always willing to talk there if you want to say anything. So this has been a fun recapping of some shit that's been going on. We will do a more formal state of the garbage in the future, probably this weekend. I'm also going to be hosting, so Sunday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, after whatever football game they show, is going to be the Gamer's Choice Awards. God forbid that football game goes over. I don't know how the normal season games go. But the day before that, Saturday, I'm going to be hosting the Red Bull Emmy. I don't know why I made that face. I know it's Red Bull. Red Bull MEO Clash Royale tournament. I'm going to be hosting it. I'm actually going to be doing some interview stuff. So I'm going to be like on the floor interviewing some of the players after their matches and stuff. So watch that at a time when I get the schedule. Actually, they just emailed me the schedule. So I should be able to tell you guys once I load up this sweet email. Oh, fuck. I got to email them back saying I got that. You're more than free to announce that you'll be casting this weekend. Unfortunately, I have a specific graphic I can use for you guys. Here is the run of show. Timer starts at. There's no times on here. How is this a run of show? This is just when it happens. Well, whatever. I'll tweet it out. And if I don't, I'll put it on Discord. So, no, that's going to happen. I'll see you both. Well, first of all, today when I post this, but also Friday, and then also Saturday, Sunday. You get so much Alex on a day you thought a week you only thought you're going to get him twice. You get him 4 times. Now you know how Brooklyn starts to feel. It's very overwhelming. So, thank you guys for watching this. I love y'all to death, and I almost assaulted Rhett from Rhett and Link. So, go forward knowing that. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you on today's show, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Seppuku.